You want to make a narcissist miserable in the way that they do to you. I'm going to give you 5 things that make a narcissist miserable because it is time that they are as miserable as you are. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert, and I help people break free from toxic relationships. And so on this channel and in these videos, I help you do that so that you can have the peace and the freedom that you are seeking. I have helped thousands of people, and I want to help you as well. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. All right. So really the goal is to break free from the chains of the relationship, whether you are in a business relationship or in a personal relationship. The goal here is not to actually make them miserable, but I want to help you understand what makes them miserable, eventually break free from this situation, because really that is what is going to most empower you. You know, I tell people to go on the offensive, and really eventually what will break you free is if you can wipe them from the CPU of your life. When you can get to the point in your life where you can say, you know, I wish them peace, I wish them a happy life, but over there, away from me, then that is when you know you've truly broken free. But, you know, you do need to understand what makes them miserable, because in a way, when you're going to negotiate with them, which is what I teach people how to do, which is what I want you to understand how to do, this really kind of becomes your leverage. This really is how you build your strategy, which is all part of my SLAY methodology. Strategy, leverage, anticipate, and focusing on you. 5 things that make a narcissist miserable. Number 1, the first thing that makes a narcissist miserable is you being happy in any way, shape, or form. The narcissist does not want you to be happy in any way, shape, or form, because they are inherently very deeply unhappy deep down inside. They don't want to see anybody else happy because they're not happy. The dichotomy about it is that they'll go around telling everybody how happy they are. They appear confident. They want you to think that they've got this great life, that everything is hunky-dory and roses and rainbows and all of that for them, regardless of whether they're a grandiose narcissist or whether they are a covert narcissist. They'll tell you that everything is fabulous for them, but they're not. Deep down inside, they are deeply unhappy. You'll even know if you're close to them that they've kind of got these 2 sides to them. You being happy in any way is something that they just cannot stand. And that's why they ruin holidays. That's why they ruin birthdays. That's why they ruin special occasions, you know, because they cannot stand you being happy. That's why they can't stand other people being happy. If you have something good happen to you, they don't like that. They don't want to see you celebrating. It makes them miserable when you're happy in any way. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you being successful, or especially if you're more successful than them. I mean, I remember when I was in a business partnership with a narcissist, even if something happened that was good for me, that would end up being good for the business overall, my business partner just could not stand it. You know, if I ended up having a TV gig that would happen to me, which ultimately would bring great PR for the business partner would be like, oh, that's just great. You know, like when you are with somebody who is clearly not happy for you, who's clearly bringing you down, who's obviously jealous, who's obviously competitive, who's not building you up. My true people, the people who I allow into my circle now, they build me up. They're like excited. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. You go get it. Go do it. I want to see you succeed more, because true people who are there for you, who are excited for you, know that when your light shines, it has nothing to do with their light shining. It's sort of like when stars in the sky shine, it has nothing to do with another star in the sky shining. Or if a flower blooms, it has nothing to do with the flower next to it blooming. All the flowers can bloom, all the stars can shine. But narcissists don't understand that. They feel like if one shines, then another one can't, that somehow they're somewhat related, even though it has nothing to do with one, has nothing to do with the other. But you being successful or you being more successful than them, it just drives them absolutely crazy and it makes them miserable. All right. That's number two. Number three is criticisms or slights of any kind. They perceive anything to be a criticism, anything to be a criticism. Even if you're just making an observation about something, you notice that eventually something is going to have to happen in order for something to be complete or something, and it has really nothing to do with them. They perceive that to be a criticism. You notice that they happen to be with other people who were with people. That's a criticism. I mean, it has things that don't even have anything to do with something they did, something they said, incidentally, certain tones, anything that is perceived to potentially be a criticism or a slight of any kind will make them miserable, and they're extremely defensive, and they interrupt, and it's impossible to have a conversation with them because of it. So that will make a narcissist miserable, which ultimately all of these things then end up making you miserable, because if a narcissist is miserable, they want to make sure that you are miserable right along with them. Right? I mean, if you agree with me, give me a right in the comments. All right. So number 4 is people being appreciated other than them. So if you say to somebody, oh, wow, you did a really great job, or I really appreciate how wonderful, so-and-so is, or I'm so grateful to so-and-so, they're extremely jealous about that, and especially jealous types of narcissists. If you say something about another person, they'll start to, oh, do you like that person? Do you have feelings for that person? They start to think maybe you have something for that person. I mean, right away, you have to constantly monitor what you're saying, how you're feeling about things. I mean, it's ridiculous, because you're always in this zone of being careful about watching how much appreciation you show for somebody, because you don't want it to seem like you've got some kind of sexual thing for somebody, right? Or if you give appreciation for somebody that they know that you don't have anything like that for, then they just put the other person down. Well, I don't like that person. Well, that person's a sham. Well, that person is, they spend time in prison, or they're just a liar, or, they always have something bad to say about that person. Oh, well, they built their business on pyramid scheme or whatever. I mean, they're going to find something to say about that person, because they can't stand, somebody is being appreciated, acknowledged, admired, or anything other than them. So that's the next one. And finally, the last one is being exposed. They cannot stand. What makes them miserable more than anything is having their true self being exposed, or being exposed in some way where they potentially are, their source of supply is being exposed, something that they are being at risk about, like where, the true nature of who they actually are might be exposed, that they're a liar, that they aren't who they say they are. And that's where, you end up building your leverage, frankly, because, they may not want information getting out that they're not who they say they are, to their employees, to their work people, to the neighbors, to, whoever. Because to a narcissist, that form of supply, how they look to the world, their reputation is more important than anything. I call it diamond level supply. And they'll protect and defend that diamond level supply more than anything. And so when you're going to negotiate with them, that's the form of supply that you're going to want to think about when you go to create your strategy. Because, if you want to make sure that you win and ethically manipulate the manipulator so that you can actually get out of this situation and get them to stop manipulating you, then that's how you do it. And I have 15 key phrases for disarming narcissists, which you can get at disarmthenarc.com, which I highly recommend that you get, so that you can also, it's totally free. Just go to disarmthenarc.com so that you can also start to employ those phrases and help to bring down the temperature when you're dealing with them, either communicating with them in person, through email, through text messages. Go ahead and grab that. I also have a free Facebook group, which is a supportive group that you can definitely join. And I would do that at Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I have my brand new book, which is coming out, slaythebully.com. You can grab some free bonuses there. Definitely do that. Almost $400 of free bonuses if you pre-order it now. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so that when I release new content every single day, you get notified on that. The next video that I recommend that you check out as well is 8 key phrases that you can use to shut down the narcissist and get them to leave you, which we can definitely go watch together. And remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I will see you in that next video. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will see you there.